Welcome to Change, sponsored by the Barn of Schaumburg, where nutritious meals, friendly peers, and social activities are available every day of the week. I am Marina Lvovich, Senior Services Manager for the Village of Schaumburg. The cost and meals are available to all. Today, our program is called the Holly Jolly Season. We will be tracing what has occurred in the past, near past, and present. I would like to introduce our panel. Here we have Helen Moffett. Helen was born in Rochester, New York, has lived in New Jersey, Michigan, Palatine, and now Friendship Village for the past 10.5 years. She has 10 children, 21 grandchildren, 16 great-grandchildren. She is formerly a registered nurse at St. Joseph's Home for the Elderly. Next, we have Carmen Ramirez. She was born in Peru, has lived in the U.S. in the Schaumburg area for 42 years, has 2 girls, 2 boys, 9 grandchildren, and is presently retired. Becky Perus was born in Aurora. She has lived in Illinois, Indiana, Mississippi, Texas, Virginia, just to name a few. Her son was in the military and hence a lot of the moving. She currently has lived in Schaumburg for the past 4 years. She has 2 children, 4 grandchildren, and has worked as a caregiver for Bright Star. I am Marina Lvovich. I'm the Senior Services Manager for the Village of Schaumburg. I was born in the Ukraine. I have lived in the Buffalo Grove area for the past 10 years. I have 2 young children that keep me very busy. And today I am filling in for our host, Lori Candle. Holiday is a word derived from the Old English holly day, and usually referred to specific religious days or festivals. Later, as its religious meaning turned into a secular word, it became an exemption from work, a day to rest, or just a day to enjoy oneself. December is a very busy month for religious holidays in the United States. Hanukkah, for example, is a Jewish festival of lights. It dates back to the 2nd century BC, when the Maccabees found untainted oil in the destroyed temple that would last only for 1 day, but miraculously lit the menorah for 8 nights. The Hindus celebrate Diwali, which also is a festival of lights. Millions of lights celebrate the victory of light over darkness, good over evil, knowledge over ignorance, hope over despair, usually lasting about 5 days. Kwanzaa honors the African heritage and African culture. It began in 1966 and extends from December 26th to January 1st. Christmas is both a religious and secular holiday. It commemorates the birth of Christ in Jerusalem and is prefaced by a period of preparation called Advent. The United States is a melting pot of immigrants and religions from around the world, where people seem to come together for secular holiday celebrations in December. However, many traditions date back to some form of religious beginnings. Present giving at Christmas is about God's gift of Jesus to the world 2,000 years ago. It also reminds us of the Magi bringing gifts to the infant Jesus. Santa Claus dates back to St. Nicholas, a Dutch monk noted for his piety and kindness. It was Clement Clarke Moore, an Episcopal minister, who wrote a long poem, "'Twas the Night Before Christmas," as I'm sure most of you know, that really popularized the right jolly old elf. The evergreen tree was used to mark the winter solstice by the pagans, while Christians used it as a sign of everlasting life with God. Decorations on the tree seem to start in the latter 19th century in Germany, and many were made of blown glass. The lights on the tree remind us that Christ is the light of the world. Other decorations soon followed: berries, pine cones, tinsel, until today's explosion of alternatives, right? We can name quite a few. We have all experienced the rush, stress, and activity associated with the preparations for this holiday season. Let's take a look at some of the traditions our panel members are ready to share. Molly O'Keefe once said, "It's funny what memory does, isn't it? My favorite holiday tradition might not have happened more than once or twice, but because it is such a good memory, so encapsulating of everything I love about the holidays, in my mind, it happened every year without fail." And now we turn to you lovely ladies, and let's talk about some of your earliest memories of December celebrations. Helen?
I think my earliest memory, or the longest one, is the smells. The smells of baking. And it just filled the house. Cookies.
Okay.
Cookies, and then breads too, different kinds of breads, and candies too. Candies, my mom used to make fondant in peppermint and wintergreen, and, but she would keep it very secretively someplace, because we'd say, "Can't we taste?" "Not till Christmas."
She must have hit it very well.
Yeah, she was very tempting. So that's really probably, and I think outdoors, we always were, in Rochester was a lot of snow too, and the parks were close by, so you went tobogganing or sledding or skiing or ice skating. So it seemed you were busy every day, and as long as you got home in time for supper, before the lights went,
You were all good to go.
You were all good to go, yeah.
And Carmen, how about you?
But for us, it's a really very nice tradition because we get together, the whole family. I mean, with grandparents, with cousins, with aunts and uncles, and everybody gets together. Sometimes it's 20 people, 30 people, depends. And we have accommodate a big table for us, and we eat. The dinner is about 5 or 6 o'clock. Around 10, we have the drink like champagne or wine, depends on the family.
I was going to say, maybe take a nap afterwards. It sounds like a big occasion.
The whole day goes on and on because everybody's telling stories about the past, you know. It is very traditional to get the tradition going on. And then the kids open the gift at midnight. We celebrate on Christmas Eve. Not the same day as the Christmas Eve. And the presents, more or less, are made out by hand, by the grandparents.
Wow.
They try a piece of wood, and they carve it all the time for 3 months, and they make a toy.
Wow. And Becky, we're going to take a short break, but we'll hear about your stories after we return. Welcome back to Change. We're talking about the holly jolly season, and we're sharing our earliest memories of December celebrations. And Becky, we'd like to hear from you.
I remember going out Christmas caroling a lot. Every year. We would either with the Girl Scouts or the Boy Scouts with my son. I was in a citywide choir singing the Hallelujah chorus. That was a lot of fun.
When was the last time you remember going and caroling?
Last year.
Last year?
Yeah, we go just about, our church goes out every year.
And you just go to all the houses in the neighborhood?
Or go to nursing homes and
how wonderful.
shut-ins.
Bringing the holiday spirit to them. This is something interesting. What traditions did your mother and father have that you can recall?
I think the thing I remember most is my dad putting the lights on the tree. That was his job because they had to go a certain way.
Exactly.
And then we had a star that we'd had for many, many years, and that was always the last thing that went on.
Was it a family?
It was kind of a family star that had been handed down, so it was very special. And
Did
that's
you all
something-
decorate together?
And there were 4 of us children, and yes, we decorated. Our job mostly was the tinsel. Thank
Okay.
God tinsel is gone.
Yeah.
Yes, because it starts out being very careful and ends up being thrown. So that's really what I'm remembering mostly.
How about you, Carmen? I know you're from Peru. Was there
Yes.
something different that you can
A
share
little
with
bit.
us?
And first of all, in my country, there is no snow.
There's no snow. That's right.
It's summertime.
Okay.
So it's a little warm, and you know, in midnight you have to take. It's a tradition to take a hot chocolate.
Oh,
And summertime is a little
hot to drink
a
hot
little
chocolate.
hot with panettone.
oh,
Panettone is a tradition. It was maybe the Italians bring it over. I don't know. But since I open my eyes, I see panettone in Christmas time, and we have the nativity set. That one, it was my mother's job. She set up the nativity set because we throw a party in January with the whole family, and everybody dance and drink and talks and have fun, and they put the nativity set out of the stage. That's what we do.
interesting. How about you, Becky?
Just getting together as a family and making Christmas cookies.
Any particular cookie that was your favorite?
My mom used to make the snowballs.
Oh,
Of course, I can't eat a lot of the cookies, but yeah, those were good.
something that stands out.
Yeah.
And speaking of something, let's talk a little bit about gifts. Is there a gift that stands out from your childhood that you received that to this day is something that is very special?
No, I'm sorry. There really wasn't anything really special that
Or something
I
that you
remember.
wanted?
Well, something that we all wanted was a toboggan, and I remember the year we got it because it was a 5-seater, so we could all get on. And Highland Park had a regular toboggan slide, so that was
Isn't
great.
that something? So
Yeah.
it was something that the whole
The
family,
whole family
could
kind of really enjoy.
enjoy.
Yeah.
How about you, Carmen?
Oh, my favorite, it was the dresses that my mother used to make. It was a beautiful dresses for Christmas. So this is the only thing I still love it. And I make it for my granddaughters too.
Wow, so the tradition lives on.
Yes, I'm trying.
Any special gift that you remember?
Not as a child, but the best gift was when my son was in the Army and stationed in Iraq, and he was able to call me unexpectedly home to let me know he was okay and wish me a happy Christmas.
Speaking of that, that's really neat. For my son's in elementary school, and just recently they did something that I thought was really special and really taught the kids about, the holiday spirit, and it is giving, not always receiving. And they, as you know, with Halloween, all the kids received candy, and they asked the kids to donate the candy back to send to the troops as Christmas presents. And I thought that was just so heartfelt, because it teaches the kids to share something that they have and share it with someone who might really need it. C. Winston once said, "Memories complete the soul," if you think about that one. And speaking of raising families, things definitely have changed and will still change. How did you approach secrets of Christmas and trying to keep everyone guessing? And by secrets, I mean Santa Claus and all of those other magical things that go on around the holidays. How did you keep the kids from keeping it in their hearts?
Well, we started one thing because when we put up the nativity, which we did always too, baby Jesus was always missing.
Right.
And for some reason, somebody would always kind of walk off with them somewhere. He'd always come back, but so I thought one time, and we started to put a piece of straw in the little manger. For if you did a good deed, or you did something that you were especially proud of, or you had a good mark in school, you could put a piece of straw in there. So, but that by Christmas Eve, he had a nice warm little bed to be put on, and he stayed there.
How nice. How about you?
Oh, well, frankly, I don't remember.
Well, it's
There are so many things, you know, with a big family. We are 4 brothers and 4 sisters, so it was something that I don't remember.
well. I think it's also when kids are all around the same age, and you can kind of keep the secrets
It's really
alive.
hard.
But when you have kids of different ages, and when they get into that special age where they say, and they start asking a lot of questions. So, Mom, are you sure he came? Or are you sure he was here? I know he ate the cookies, and I know he drank the milk, but I didn't see any footsteps in the snow. Becky, any memories that you'd like to share?
We celebrated it with the kids, with Santa Claus, and we made like a cake for Jesus every year because religion is important in our family. So, yeah.
Any memories, that'll be the last question for this segment, but any memories that you, any traditions that you established for yourself, something that you maybe was not passed on from your mother and father and your families, but something that you established for your own family while you were raising your children?
Well, we used what was called the Advent candle. And the first Sunday of Advent, there's 4 candles. So every Sunday, another candle would be lit, usually by the father. But if he wouldn't be there for some reason at the dinner table, then the oldest, it kind of went down from that. And then you would say your prayers for Thanksgiving. And that was kind of the one we kept on with, yes.
And do they still continue?
And they still do.
And Christmas is a season not only of rejoicing, but of reflection. And that's a quote by Winston Churchill, and we'll be right back. Welcome back to Change. We're talking about the holly jolly season. Norman Vincent Peale once said, "Christmas waves a magic wand over this world, and behold, everything is softer and more beautiful." Preparation is key to the season, and I'm sure you've all finished all your Christmas and holiday shopping, right? Right. You have. Oh boy, I'm jealous.
Good idea.
Well, let's talk a little bit about something that is the new frenzy involving Black Friday, Cyber Monday. Are you part of all of this?
No, I've never been tempted to go out the day after Christmas. It's just kind of a...
You just want to
Kind of
relax.
breathe, yeah.
Black Friday's right after Thanksgiving.
And then
usually people start going out. I mean, you eat Thanksgiving dinner and then you start burning the calories while you're going out shopping.
What a waste. What a waste of people gathering together and having fun together.
And that's,
just...
But now they stretch it a little bit, a few days before Thanksgiving, and it goes over the next week.
Sometimes I feel like Thanksgiving is not, a holiday anymore because it goes from Halloween right into Christmas, especially with the decorations. Wait, we're not there yet.
And the thing is, I never been in the Black Friday, so by curiosity, I was in Macy's a few years ago, maybe 3 or 4. And I was looking at an iron, and I said, this might be good for somebody. and it disappeared from my hands.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Really?
Okay, I'm going to try another one. So I take another one, and I say, oh, this is for my daughter. It looks good. And that one, and it disappeared. And I said, that's it, I'm gone.
And where did it go?
People?
People just took it out of your
Take
hands.
it out of your hands.
Wow.
That was that crazy.
It is such a, I think I experienced the Black Friday a couple years, just out of, wanting to start early for once.
Yes.
And it is just crazy.
Crazy.
Yeah,
It is.
it's so busy, and sometimes it's maybe I'll pay a couple dollars more, but I'll go when it's
But this one was
peaceful.
my first time and my last time.
Okay.
I said, that's it, I'm cured.
That was enough. And how about like Cyber Monday? And now online shopping is very popular. You don't have to leave the comforts of your own home, and you can just buy everything at a discounted rate for your phone or computer. Becky, anything intrigue you?
Well, I don't do
Online
Black
shopping?
Friday. I don't do online shopping, but it's just too stressful. So I just go out all year long and just pick up things that are on sale.
That's a good way of going
make
about it.
things, craft-wise. To
All
give.
year long, and then you're prepared
Correct.
for when the holiday comes.
Yeah.
And speaking of, how do you approach the coming season now as older adults?
I find it much more relaxing.
Yeah.
Yeah, now they're all pretty well grown and have their own families. And so I just kind of, we've the last few years, we've been donating money to a charity in their names because they all have, they all know what their children want. I long ago stopped buying clothes for grandchildren because it was either not, either
They
not
end up taking them back.
No, right.
You see the long
So-
lines before Christmas and the
Right.
long lines after Christmas.
It returns.
And it seems this year, more than any other year, there have been more and more advertising during the mail for people needing money and needing help.
So as a family, you
So
just
as a
pick
family, we
place
pick,
or
it's been
organization.
Misericordia. We've also used the Helfer. That's with the animals, where you donate an animal for a family over in, usually it's in Africa. And the kids got a big kick out of that because they got a goat. Everybody got a goat that year. Oh, wow. We've had chickens and we've had pigs. So now we're going to Misericordia because we do know some children that are living there.
Isn't that wonderful? How do you prepare for the holidays?
Well, I start doing my shopping in September. Usually I do.
Gosh.
Well, my family is big. We are 16 people in between my kids and my grandkids, so it's very hard to spend the money all in 1 month. So I spread it out from September to December. I just finished my shopping yesterday, so.
Show off.
Wonderful. It's wonderful.
Anything special that you do in the home to prepare for the holidays?
The kids and I used to make Christmas cards and take them to the nursing home with cookies, and they would sing to the residents. I still do it. We do it with the church, and just go and put some joy in someone's heart, make them smile.
Very important.
That's very nice. Like I said, the season of giving.
Yes.
And I'm sure most of you have had all the family come to your house, and your house was the center of all of the holidays. Is it still? Is it still a place of gathering, or have things changed?
Things have changed for us anyway, because we do live in a retirement home, so you don't have the room to have that. So we go to a son's that has a nice big house, and he's been gratefully every year.
With 10 children, do you go to different, or is
Well,
it?
we've pretty much stayed with Jimmy because he seems to have the biggest place and easy to get to. So
So all the family gathers there?
well, those that can. Sometimes because they're different, they're married, you have to be a little bit flexible on
Right,
that.
and they go to
They
other
have to, yeah,
families.
so they try to split it up pretty well. So we still have about 50 people at
Oh,
Christmas.
wow.
So
What a big gathering.
it is a gathering.
Yes.
It is a zoo, really. But it's fun.
We won't tell them you said
Don't
that.
tell them. Okay, don't tell anybody.
Carmen, how about your house?
In my family is we make it like a raffle. Who's going to be the next?
Oh, that's
guest?
an interesting
raffle.
way of doing
Yes,
it.
we raffle. Who's going to be the next? So this time I'm going to be in San Diego with my kids. All my kids are going to San Diego to celebrate in my daughter's house.
Oh, how nice.
She doesn't have a kid. She's been married for 15 years, and she's going to get a party this year.
They
So
should be very
And Becky, how about you?
My family's all spread out all over the place, so I don't get to see them. We FaceTime each other or call, but I'll be spending the holidays with my former client's family, who have pretty much adopted me, so we go spend time together.
Well, the holidays are coming up, and I would like to conclude the program in thanking the lovely guests that you see here today. Helen, Carmen, and Becky, thank you very much for being here. And I would also like to invite everyone watching to join us at the barn. We have many, many social activities, holiday parties coming up in December and January. Please visit the barn for nutritious meals and social programs in the near future. The phone number will be listed at the bottom of the screen. Happy holidays, everybody, and thank you.
thank you.
Thank you.